Hello and welcome to my review of Mother, the newest film from one of the best directors out there, Darren Aronofsky. I'm going to say right from the top, I thought this movie was amazing and I give it a 9 out of 10, but I am highly biased as I'm a huge Aronofsky fan and I even liked Noah and the Fountain. A lot of the criticism that has been made against Mother has called it heavy-handed, and while I wouldn't go that far, it definitely isn't subtle. But you know what? That's okay. Not all art has to be subtle. Sure, some of my all-time favorites are subtle and nuanced, but others are even more heavy-handed than Mother. There's room in this world for both kinds of movies, and I would find it boring if every single movie was understated. The film is criticized in this way partly because it's very clearly an allegory for something I won't spoil here. But even though the overall metaphor is relatively unambiguous, I have seen a few people online saying that they didn't realize it until reading about the movie afterwards. And while I got it as I was watching, just how all the individual pieces fit in slowly dawned on me afterwards as I was thinking about what I had just seen. Plus, there are a few elements of Mother that are left unexplained, like the yellow liquid that Jennifer Lawrence's character drinks throughout. Aronofsky even specifically said that he would take the secret of what that was to his grave. While I loved the movie and I think it's easily one of the top 3 or 4 of the year so far, I can understand why many had problems with it. It's a disturbing, brutal, visceral experience that is at times unpleasant to watch. It's also illogical to a sometimes frustrating degree, but I think that was sort of the intention. What happens on screen often makes no sense whatsoever if taken at face value, but when taken at the level of its metaphor, it feels frighteningly real. The first 2 acts are solid, but the final third is the best third act of 2017 as it takes the absurdity to a whole new level. Does it go too far? Maybe. But some of the classics of cinema have towed that line. There's no score, so the excellent sound design does all the work here. There's one particular sound effect near the climax that I can't describe without spoilers, but anyone who's seen it will know what I'm talking about, that results in a jaw-droppingly intense moment. I thought the performances were great all around, especially Jennifer Lawrence's, who the film tightly focuses on. Regardless of its quality, Mother is an incredibly risky film, and I appreciate Aronofsky for making it. He could have done something in the vein of Black Swan or The Wrestler, which were both critically acclaimed, but instead he went for something controversial and polarizing. It's also a film I'll be thinking about for a while, and it will be sure to generate lots of discussion, and that alone makes it worth watching. Many people thought this was going to be similar to Rosemary's Baby, partially due to the marketing, but that wasn't really the case. Aronofsky himself cited The Exterminating Angel as an influence, and this makes way more sense to me. The 1962 surrealist film from the legendary director Louis Buñuel is about a group of people that are inexplicably incapable of leaving a dinner party. They both play out an absurd premise and contain allegorical elements, but Mother is way more overt about it. Mother has gotten pretty mixed reviews, especially for an Aronofsky film. It only has a 69% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, compared to The Wrestler's 98% or Black Swan's 87%. However, it at least beat out The Fountain's score of 51%. It cost a surprisingly high $30 million to make, and is doing poorly at the box office so far, making only $7.5 million in its US opening weekend, and a total of $14 million worldwide so far. That's all for this review. Thank you for listening.